Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out True Off My Chest. Story 1. Booked my senior cat in to be euthanized. He's lost so much weight in such a little amount of time. He's just a sack of bones and hair. Refuses to eat anything, barely drinks, hasn't pooped in at least a week and a half to 2 weeks, pees only every couple of days or so. The vet drained us of over $1,000 to say they can't find a problem besides a poop and gas blockage. We gave him a laxative and got him to poop once. That's it. I feel guilty we didn't spend thousands more, of money we don't have, to do a million tests, but he's 16, he's lethargic and light as a feather. He got the flu from the vet, which made things 10 times worse. It's cruel not to let him go now. It just hurts a lot cause I've had him for his whole life, which is nearly all of mine. My memories start with him. I have until Monday afternoon to say my goodbyes. Just wanted to write that down. Thanks for reading, and if you can, wish for him to be with his older brother wherever our precious animals go. Story 2. I was falsely accused of rape in 2016. Just want to get it off my chest. How it happened. I was 16 and my girlfriend was 15. We were both in high school. For the sake of incrimination I'm going to use fake names. Her name was Lucy. I'm going to call her that as it's the closest thing to Lucifer, as she showed me that she was definitely possessed by it. She grew up with her friends Karen and Meredith. Since kindergarten. I was diagnosed with AUD and ADHD at a very young age. I moved around a lot. I mean, a lot. Until I went to their school in 2014, I had been to 9 different schools in the surrounding area due to being bullied. With that said, you can understand a bit more context. I was new to this school, before I went into high school. I began to cut myself the first year of that school, and met a girl who had similar issues as me. Just a bad upbringing. We were similar in the sense we were both a little messed up. This one was Meredith. We talked for a very long time. Shy to each other in person, but always texted every single night. Her best friend growing up was Lucy. Inseparable, those two. Later on down the line high school began. I built the courage to ask her on a proper date. We went to the movies. A few months after that she started dating this wannabe gangster fellow. Wore all red from head to toe. It broke my heart she would do that, and I went to Lucy for advice. That same night Lucy kissed me. I realized I liked her back. Her and I started dating and it pissed Meredith off. She didn't talk to me for months. Lucy and I were our first. We had sex almost every day, going out for lunch during break and going to my house. For about 6 months straight. Then she cheated on me. I caught her at the graveyard with another guy and confronted them. I said things like I would slit his throat and he got scared and ran off. Lucy said I was fucked in the head. Soon after I messaged Meredith about it, as they were best friends. Meredith met up with me that night. Cheating on her boyfriend with me. I began dating Meredith after she dumped her boyfriend. Karen got transferred to our high school about 5 months into mine and Meredith's relationship. Meredith cheated on me with my old friend from the trailer park. I walked in on them one night. Smashed a bottle and told the guy I was going to bury him outside. Realized I didn't want to go to jail, I put the bottle down and walked out and went home. Karen messaged me that night. Asked if I was okay. Saying no, she asked to meet up with me. We met up and I showed how upset I was. She kissed me then. Probably out of pity. I asked her out about 3 weeks later as I was lonely and needed someone. She became friends with Meredith and Lucy, which I found strange. Very strange. As a young kid I told her that I didn't want her to hang around them anymore and she told me I can't make her. Which I couldn't, I just accepted it. They hung out a lot. Which made me suspicious. Soon after Karen began talking sexual to me. I did the same, being a teenager. She said things like she wants to be tied up and left marks on her. She seduced me one night and asked for all of it. Verbally asked for it. The day after we had school. It was like any other day. I was in class on the computer talking to her through Facebook. The conversation was normal. Until it wasn't. She warned me. Said, "Oh, by the way, me and Lucy are charging you with rape." I laughed and said LMAO, and she said I'm not kidding. Panic set in. Not even an hour later, police came to my classroom and escorted me to the principal's office. There I saw through the glass both of them fake crying. I was handcuffed and treated like a terrorist, locked in a room inside the school. I was asked questions without my rights being told to me or even a parent or guardian present. I was charged with 3 counts of sexual assault. As Meredith sneakily did the same. They planned this on me. I took it to trial. Court went on for 4 years. So long that they were going to charge me as an adult even though it supposedly happened when I was 15. I had a lot of evidence against them, such as text receipts and the fact they tried to do this to another guy, in which they redacted their statement without any repercussions. It got so bad that a female officer, I suspect one that they went to, attempted to withhold my evidence in court and was found doing so. She didn't lose her job but got demoted to traffic officer, I was told by my lawyer. I was found innocent in 2020, but after it was done and over with, they went around my town and told everyone that I raped them. For 6 years I was assaulted by people throwing stuff at me by driving by, called a rapist by hundreds of people, threatened, my house was paintballed, my brother's truck had gotten his windows smashed out. And now I'm very mentally fucked up. Reddit is lagging too bad, so I can't type anymore. It's taking a long time for my words to be written. In conclusion, I just wanted to share my story. Get it off my chest, as I have been living with this for a long time. Story 3. My son threw his phone at me like his saw dad do. Last night my 10-year-old son got upset because I didn't want him riding his bike in the dark. I felt bad because he loves riding around the neighborhood with his friends, but naturally I want him to be safe. He said Dad would let me go. You don't get, I'm not a baby anymore. My husband is always telling him he's not a baby, he's becoming a man, that kind of thing. I told him, I know you're not a baby, but you're still my child. He yelled at me, then let me go. I've rarely seen my son this upset. He doesn't yell at me. And out of nowhere he threw his phone at my face. My nose bled. I was caught off guard. I asked why he would do that. He says, well, Dad did. Last winter we were on a trip and my husband was in a bad mood. I said something wrong and he did throw his phone at my face. In front of our son, unfortunately. When he said that, I didn't know what to do. I told him just to go, but not to be long. When he came home, he hugged me and said, I'm sorry mommy, you're the best mom. He's never hit me or done something like this before. I just don't know what to think. Story 4. My husband asked me if I can cut my hours back. I'm not sure how I feel about this. For context. Both male in 40s. I own a restaurant that I have had since even before I met my husband. Recently I paid both my house and restaurant off and now life is a little easier financially. I have been putting all the extra money for the restaurant in the business saving account so I can do some much needed updates and a few repairs. I don't want to go into debt over this. It's nothing massive or major, but it's still stuff that needs to be done. I have been using what was my house payment money to go towards my car payment, and hopefully by the end of summer I'll have my car paid off in full and then I will be completely debt-free. My husband recently took a desk job with his company and is home a lot more and is realizing how bored he is. He said that because of all the new financial adjustment, if I would cut my hours back so that we can spend more time together. He suggested I hire a general manager and I cut my time back to maybe Monday through Friday running the office that I have been doing 100 hours for over 20 years and I'm due for a break. I guess in its own way this is possible. But at the same time I feel like I would be abandoning my staff. I have always prided myself on being a working boss and being able to split my times between the office, kitchen, and dining room. And I do love the idea of having some extra time. But at the same time I worry that if I'm not working all my normal hours that things would fall apart and then watch my entire life's work go down the drain. Story 5. I want to be the laziest person on earth. Read a few lines because the title is not exactly what my actual feelings are. I'm 21 about to be graduated a few months later. I was top 2 in my high school graduating class and surely will be top 10 in my graduating class. I speak 3 languages, my major is natural sciences so I have good knowledge of physics, chemistry, and mathematics. I'm still a virgin, not because I'm ugly or a loser. I'm a decent looking guy, but the country is too conservative, so that's not happening until my parents get me married a few years later. Despite the limitations, I've never crossed any line, broke any rules. Have almost always been a disciplined guy. Parents are happy, and I love them. Everyone around me has high hopes for me. Shiny, isn't it? But the truth is that after all the hard work I have done, I don't want to do anything anymore. Hard work is not the issue. I just don't want to. All I want to do now that has become the ultimate goal of my life is to marry a rich girl from a first world country so that we could settle down somewhere nice and quiet. Why first world? Because I consider white women to be very attractive. So neither of us has to work, and we can just be with each other. Eat nice food, have a lot of sex, particularly very excited about that since I've never even touched a girl before, and just sleep and wake up to see each other again. Many of you would say that I'm delusional, but that's what I wish for. And I don't want to do this by spending the next 40 years of my life working hard and earning enough money and doing this all when I'm old. I don't want to do that. I know it's not realistic but it is what it is. It's extremely unlikely to happen not only to me but to anybody but it's what I want for me. I've kept this in my mind since forever. Sharing it today because it feels like the right time. And I'd also like to have your input on it. The best part about the anonymity of Reddit is that you can get unfiltered opinions of random people. So have your take at it. Story 6. My sister thinks she'll be able to use my car once I get it. I recently put down a holding deposit on a car I am looking to buy from Toyota. It is being shipped from the factory to the dealership and will be here in a little over a month. This will be my first car and I am very excited about it. I have been using my mom's car, a 20-year-old gas guzzler, to get to and from work and the gym, so to finally get my own car in less than 2 months is getting me extremely excited, and also a bit worried. My twin sister has expressed that she can't wait for me to get my car because she is also tired of using my mother's car. Never have I told her that she'll be able to use my car. One time she was driving our younger sister's car and it got damaged when either she hit another car or the other car hit her, don't know the full story. She said she was going to get the police report so it can be given to the insurance and my little sister can get her car fixed, but that never happened. This accident happened in the summer of last year and the damage is still not fixed. After my dad got his car, for work, a few months ago, she got into an accident with that car, less than a month after he got it. That same week my dad's luxury car that she was driving, as the other one was getting fixed, got damaged, apparently while it was parked and she wasn't near it. All of this happened in less than a year. I already decided, before putting the holding deposit down, that I wasn't going to allow her to drive my car at all. But she thinks otherwise. She already is talking about going to the gym with me, something we never do together. This is probably an excuse to drive my car. But I plan on keeping this car for a long time and I don't want anything to happen to it in the first few weeks that I have it. Literally, the only people I trust to not get into a car accident are my parents and myself. I don't know why she doesn't want to get her own car, especially since she has a child. My car isn't for her enjoyment. Especially since she won't be paying a penny towards it. Edit. First, thank you, everyone, for all the advice. It really helps. Secondly, to answer a few questions/common answers from. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.